And hello, movie lovers. Welcome to the show. And today I'm going to be reviewing Godzilla X Kong or Godzilla and Kong. Which one you prefer, that's the one I'm reviewing. But it's Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire. And I just got done seeing it. So let's go ahead, let's review this. It's going to be a non-spoiler review. I hope that you guys sit back and relax and enjoy this. So let's do this. And hey guys, sorry about that, a little bit of technical difficulty here, but hey, here we are. So first off and everything, I just want to say this. Godzilla X Kong is actually the sequel to Godzilla versus Godzilla, or Godzilla versus King Kong, which one you prefer. That's what the sequel is to. But Godzilla and the Almighty Kong face a colossal threat hidden deep within the planet, challenging their very existence and the survival of the human race. So whenever I seen the trailer for this, I was actually like, okay, well, is this even for me? Am I even that excited for it or anything like that? I didn't do a reaction or anything. So I went into this feeling like with every single King Kong, Godzilla movie and everything too, just feeling kind of underwhelmed. But when I seen this movie, I'm just gonna say this: I really enjoyed this. This is like the best King Kong Godzilla movie that I've seen in a while. And I know that we had Godzilla minus just a few months back, but I didn't get to see that yet or anything like that. But when you're looking at this movie and the way it actually is, I have to say I really enjoyed it. I came out of the movie theater very entertained. I also thought that they did a very good job of us not caring about the characters. We actually know why we're here. We're here to see big monsters fight off against each other, and all the main characters feel secondary, which I'm okay with. I went into this with that aspect in mind of we're not here to see the characters have great character development or anything like that. We're here to see these titans fight off against each other, and that's why we're here to see Godzilla X Kong. And I just thought that this was a perfect way to do it. And this actually feels like a 70s, 80s kind of style movie, that the way that they're doing it too. And what I mean by that is like the music in this movie and also the way it's shot. It actually feels like something from the 80s or 90s. And the way the dialogue is, you can definitely tell that there might be a little bit of cringiness or whatever coming from the characters or anything like that. But it's actually perfect for what they were doing for Godzilla X Kong for this. I think that they did a very good job of laying down the groundwork, especially with the opening scene, basically of us being introduced back into the world of Kong. And we actually have basically, Kong in his underworld and stuff like that, and you hear the 1960s or 50s kind of music, and you actually know that you're in for a ride. You know that they're setting the tone for what we're getting. And also too, I thought this was actually perfect because of the fact that after defeating the Mecha Godzilla, Kong has established his territory in the Hollow Earth. While on Earth's surface, Godzilla continues to maintain order between humanity and the giant monsters known as the Titans, killing Silica and Rome and resting in the Colosseum afterwards. I thought that was actually a pretty cool scene of like Godzilla just taking a nap and after defeating this giant titan. I like the fact that we actually get to see Godzilla take down all these other titans in this while Kong is getting his butt whipped in his domain and stuff like that too. But what else I liked was whenever you looked at the world of Kong, it's actually now extended. It's actually bigger than what it is. And Kong just feels like he's all alone. And I have to say, what they did with Kong, they show some emotional stuff with this, with these apes and stuff like that too. And it actually almost feels like a Planet of the Apes kind of feel to it, the way that they're talking amongst each other and stuff like that. You actually care about Kong. You want him to be able to find someone of some of his own kind. And he winds up finding a little baby monkey too, and I thought that was pretty cool. That's something I really liked, was the whole entire dynamic of the fact that you have this baby monkey that is being enslaved by this other titan that's resting down deep beneath the surface of Kong's basically beneath Kong's world. And I like how they actually expand that out. And then you also have this whole entire deal where all these monkeys are enslaved to this Titan, and Kong just does not want that to happen because now he finally found people of his own. He wants to help them. They're all enslaved, all enslaved with that. And then you also have this little baby monkey who's also trying to fight Kong at first, and then you have that dynamic of the fact that this baby monkey is actually trying to basically follow Kong like a father figure to him. And Kong is also trying to show him the way. I thought that was really neat how they did that. I thought it was adorable. I found myself tearing up towards the end of this film. And that was because of the what happened with one of the characters. And even though I said the characters are kind of secondary in this, you can't help but Kaylee Hotel, who plays Jaya. She has so perfect range whenever it comes down to this, especially with a child who's deaf, and she's able to talk to Kong and able to talk to the other apes and everything too. But the chemistry, I want to say chemistry because that's what it is. It's the chemistry between Kong and her is still fantastic. I thought the chemistry between her and Kong worked in Kong versus Godzilla. I thought that was really good, but this is actually really good too. And then Rebecca Hall, who plays Lane Andrews, is back in this again, and she's trying to basically be a mother figure for Jaya, and Jaya is trying to figure out our world and trying to figure out where her place is in this world and about being an outsider and an outcast to that world. But I also thought it was very self-reflection of the fact that she's alone in this world, just as Kong is alone in his world. And I thought that that's how they relate to each other. Is you have these two beings that is basically trying to find a way in their life. And I thought that was a perfect dynamic to make it work like that. So I thought that was actually a cool way to actually to do this film in that kind of way, where you have Kong trying to search for people in his own race. You have her character who's trying to figure out the balance of our world and trying to figure out what to do because she's so different, and she's also telepathic too. So you get a feeling of there's something more to this child than meets the eye. And I like that whole entire dynamic where basically she's feeling the shockwaves. She's also trying to find out why she's having these visions that she has because she does not know anything about her background. So I thought that was a that was really really done well. But we also have the podcast guy back in it again. We have Bernie Hayes, who's actually the podcast guy who's played by Brian Tyrese Henry. And I thought his character was just comical. He brought the comedic element to it, which is where this film actually feels in some places where you're laughing at some parts, and then some parts some parts and everything is kind of they're taking a kind of a back seat with the humor a little bit, with some of the seriousness of it. But when you look at Trapper, when you look at Bernie Hayes, these two characters are hilarious together. Trapper picking music out in 70s, 80s music in this film. I thought that landed really good. I really thought that that also set the tone for the movie as well, because of the fact that you have this character who's not very serious or anything like that, but he's also the best at what he does. And he's also the one who winds up extracting a tooth from Kong because he actually has an infected tooth in this movie. And then he winds up replacing it. And then you also have the robotic arm that we've seen in the trailer. He also gives that to Kong. So this guy is jokey, but at the same time, he's very smart. So I thought that they picked a very interesting character, and also too, I like how they actually do the Trapper like an Ace Ventura kind of a character. And matter of fact, they actually mentioned the fact he goes, "Okay, I'm getting tired of your Ace Ventura ways and the way you're doing things and stuff like that." So I like that little comedic element to it. And yes, there is a lot of people that casualties that dies in this movie and stuff like that, but you don't care about the human elements or anything like that. You all you care about is these two monsters clashing and these titans clashing. And then even the setup of once Kong meets up, faces off with Godzilla, he's basically trying to tell him, "Look, dude, I'm not trying to fight you, but you're trying to fight me, so therefore I have to fight you now. All I'm trying to do is get you into my world so that way we can take down this other Titan in my world, so that way my people can be free because I know I finally found people in my world. But I like that whole entire thing. Even though there's no dialogue, you can actually tell with the way that these CGI monsters are set up that there is some dialogue going through them, which is really something that I really that I thought that they did really good with. I came out of this movie feeling very entertained with a Godzilla and King Kong movie, and this is the first time in a while that I actually feel excited for for these movies. And because of the fact that with the very first Godzilla movie, it just seems like Godzilla just took a back seat and he's just featured in his own movie. Like he's going to have his own little top hat with a cane and he's like, da 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 da. I'm Godzilla, and he winds up going back into the ocean. And then you also have the other the Godzilla movie that wasn't that great. So Kong Skull Island, I need to go back and rewatch because I know I kind of judged it kind of harshly, but now I understand. I understand the tone. I understand the fact that you're just going in for one-dimensional characters that don't really do anything with the plot. You're wanting to see these monsters face off against each other and stuff like that. And this is also how I walked into this movie, like I mentioned. But what else can I mention here? Because I thought the CGI was really good, the camera angles were good. Like I said, this feels like it's shot like a 70s, 80s kind of retro kind of style to it that I really have to say I thought that they did a very good job at laying it down, understanding it. Hey, look, this is the world that we're in for. This is the ride you're in for. And even whenever you have the podcast guy going into uh, basically the ship that goes into the underground area to where Kong is and stuff like that. I like how he's basically like us, as if we were the ones who would go into this place and feeling that much excitement for it because of the fact that as they're going down, they're going after Kong, and it actually feels like Universal Studios ride. And I was geeking out the whole time. I was laughing. I was enjoying this. This is just a fun movie to watch. Monsters just clash and just take out each other, wondering how Godzilla is going to take down the other big bad Titan. And yeah, you have like 3 or 4 fight sequences that are with Titans, and then with these Titans and everything with Godzilla. And yes, Kong kind of gets his ass kicked and everything here and there. But I just think that this was actually a better film than the ones that I've seen in a long, long time. And I had a great time just watching this and just not taking this thing seriously and just shoving popcorn in my face for an hour and 55 minutes. And yes, you do feel the runtime a little bit in this film, where it's basically, it has like a little bit of a slow pace before we get up to the main plot and everything. But it's there for a reason. And furthermore, I think that they know the audience, and they know that as soon as you're dialed into this movie from the very start of it, they know that you're going to wind up watching. They know that they're going to be hook, line, and sinker. And there was times when I actually felt the runtime a little bit, but at the same time, I'm just so engaged into this whole entire thing. And of course, you also have this other big bad Titan that, like I said, that's enslaved the race of Kong. And you want them to be free. You want them to be able to take him down. And he's actually controlling this other monster with an arrow, like a frozen arrow kind of thing. And he's basically has it tied up to some bones and stuff, and just starts throwing down. And I was thinking to myself as this was going, I said, without that, he's nothing. He's nothing. Because sooner or later, there's going to be someone bigger. There's going to be someone better than you, Godzilla, and they're going to throw. And so guess what? You're going to get your butt whooped. And the team up and everything, I thought was really, really good, well done as well. There's nothing that I can say wrong about this movie. This actually knows its audience. It actually knows what it is. It knows its identity. It's not trying to be something that it's not. It's not primarily focused on the humans or anything like that. It is primarily focused on the fact that these titans are trying to clash. And then even when my favorite thing is Godzilla, after he goes on kicking another titan's ass, he goes back to Rome, rests in the gladiator arena, and then guess what? He gets summoned again. He wakes up. He goes underwater. He goes on ahead and breathes in some radiation, and he's back at it again. This is everything that you want in a Godzilla King Kong movie. And yes, I want more. This is just fantastic. I just can't rave about it enough. So yeah, that's gonna be it as far as this review goes. But my question is this: if you guys are watching right now, comment. Tell me what your favorite parts are with Godzilla X Kong, or Godzilla and Kong, whatever you want it to be. That's what it is. But yeah, I really have to say, this movie is definitely one that I would actually pick up a Blu-ray. I would actually own this on Steelbook. I don't care. I would actually own a physical copy of this. And also too, I'm gonna go broke over the merch because seriously, the merch is just bananas right now because of just how well um this movie is. So go on ahead, smash that like button, smash the subscribe button. Don't forget to go on ahead, check out the Unfiltered Studios family, which is also the family that we're a part of for our podcast and stuff like that. Go over to iTunes, go over to Spotify, find us over there, rate us, tell us what you think. Email us what you think of this review at movieloversunite@gmail.com. And guys, that's going to be as for that. This is going to be it as far as this review goes. But tell me in the comments after the show is done. I'll comment back. I'll pin it, and you guys can tell me what you guys think of Godzilla X Kong. I don't know why I keep on wanting to say Kong X Godzilla, but hey. So, anyways, guys, that's gonna be it. Always until next time. Have a great and safe night, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.